What's going on, everybody? My name is Saad. I make $80,000 a month selling sales systems for a variety of companies. In this video, I'm gonna show you a live build of a growth system that I've built for a lead gen agency several days ago. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it was the easiest build of my life. It took me literally like 30 minutes, and it was essentially the easiest $7,000 I got paid in my life. So in this video, I'm gonna build the entire system end to end for you. I'm literally gonna pull back the curtain. I'm gonna show you the exact platforms that you're gonna need. I'm also gonna give you my thought process in basically how I've managed to find a way to essentially connect them with their ideal customer. So if you stay with me till the end of this video, not only you're gonna be equipped by the tools, but also the mindset and also the skills, so you can go ahead and just basically build the system for you and sell it for $7,000 to $8,000, or you can use it in your company. And obviously the blueprint is free in the description like always. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get started. So first of all, I'm gonna walk you guys through basically the system and how it works. So essentially what we're doing is I got approached by a lead gen agency, a pretty famous one. And what they wanted to do is they were very, very low in leads. And as you guys know, as a sales system agency or a lead gen agency, whatever you want to call it, the main customer that we want is basically companies hiring SDRs, BDRs, or sales reps. Now, you might be wondering, why? Why, Saad? Why are we targeting companies that are hiring for sales reps or sales representative? So let me explain to you why. Well, just because when a company is hiring for a sales representative or a sales rep, it means they are looking for someone to help sell their products or services. As a sales systems agency, that means we can help them hit the ground running by providing a steady stream of qualified leads, enabling their new reps to focus on closing deals rather than prospecting. They won't need to wait months for the rep to build a pipeline. We will deliver ready to convert prospects. So the idea is pretty simple. We're going to scrape companies that are looking for these sales reps because it's a clear signal that they are investing in growth. So the platforms that we're going to be needing are Make.com, obviously the glue that we're going to build the system in. We're going to need Apify, which is the gold mine of scrapers. We're also going to need Anymail Finder because you guys know me. I just love Anymail Finder. It's just the best, guys. And obviously, we're going to need the two most powerful AI monsters, which are Claude Sonnet and also GPT-4. So let me walk you guys through the data that we managed to retrieve. So we have the sales representative. And as you guys can see, posted times like 5 days ago, 4 days ago, 1 week ago. So I just played around with the system early on in the morning. And then look at this, like, we have the description, we have everything, so we can personalize the hell out of it. We have basically the job function, the industry. So you can imagine, like if you have the industries, you can essentially feed this into AI, and they can retrieve the pain points of each industry, and you can essentially just find winning industries just off the damn bat. So biotechnology, research pharma, like these niches, guys, it's very hard to like think about them just like when you're in the shower. So mental health care, they have a shit ton of money, like manufacturing, software development. I don't know about real estate, but airline and aviation. Like, look at this. Like these niches that are perfect. And I'm telling you, perfect for a sales system agency if you want to get started. And we talk about niche selection and details in my community. So let's just go ahead and let me show you the system. So essentially, how the system works is I'm gonna go to Make.com right now. So what we're doing, so rest assured, I'm gonna explain to you, and we're gonna build it from scratch. So don't worry. So we have an Apify actor that gets the dataset items, and basically the dataset items, guys, is just where the data is stored, basically like the RAM of the scraper. So if I go to my runs right here, let me do it from scratch. So if I go to scraper and I click on runs and I go to scrape and finished, I will look for storage and I will look for the dataset ID. So the dataset ID is where all the data is stored. Now what I'm doing here is I'm just hard coding it using this module, which is called get data set items. So I'm just pasting in here, and then the limits, I'm just choosing how many records I want to retrieve. So if I have 2,000, I'm gonna like put 2,000. If I want to retrieve everything, I'm gonna leave this empty. If I want to just put 5 just for testing, because I would always recommend you guys for testing purposes, just use 5 or 6 limits, just because you don't want to retrieve like 1,000 record, just because you're not gonna test on 1,000 record, obviously. So this is the point of it. And then what we're doing is we're finding the decision maker using the infamous SOD method. It's basically Google the damn CEO if you want to find the CEO. Basically what we're doing is we're querying the company name plus the CEO, and then we're feeding the AI, and then we're turning the HTML into text, and then we're getting the decision maker. So what we're doing is we're telling Claude to retrieve the decision maker / the CEO along with the correct domain name from the Scrape website page. We're mapping the text. The company name should match the company user, should match the company's domain, Output the results only in JSON with no additional text. So we're essentially killing 2 birds on 2 stones. So decision maker and the domain name. And then what we're doing is when parsing the results and restructuring the data. As you guys can see, I love doing that. It just helps with formatting at the end. And then what we're doing is we're feeding it into an email finder to find the email. Now, if an email finder is going to find the email, if the results equals email exists, so just a filter. Now what we're doing is we're essentially formatting the job title. As you guys can see, there's format the job title is not formatted good. So let me show you how we're gonna fix that. So we have job function. Let me see. Yeah. So title. So sales representative USA. Now multiple location. Now I don't want this. What I'm doing is I'm feeding the data into GPT, and I'm like, hey, turn this into sales rep instead of sales representative USA, or like associate sales representative, just like associate sales rep, or like SDR or SRR, just to make it more casual, right? And then what we're doing is we're generating the dream email. Now, I've talked a lot about generating a dream email, and I'm going to explain to you right now what that means. Basically, what you're doing, guys, is you're essentially just writing a perfect email, right? Instead of your generic one-line cringe icebreaker, what you do is you write like a perfect email that you would write to someone, and it would be for your ideal customer. And then what you're doing is you're turning it into a template. And once you do that, basically you pull out the variables, and you take those variables and you take the variables from the Scrape data. It could be LinkedIn, it could be their website, it could be the case studies, whatever, like from whatever you get the data from. It could be industry benchmarks, it could be, it could be industry reviews, it could be reviews from other companies, like reviews from other people. All of these, you can essentially just retrieve them and put them in the email. And then, because let me explain to you guys. So now, the way we talk to these models is that these models are so stupid at outputting emails, but they are so good at generating basically emails at constrained variable. So this is what I teach in the community: is basically leveraging AI on what it does best, right? And actually printing money, not like just BS, like how these gurus teach you, and like these filter down like courses and bullshit about like it's just pyramid schemes. So that was me waxing poetic. So let's just go ahead and build a system right now. So let me walk you through the end before we start. So let me read the email. So we have just a general prompt, and then what we're doing is emailing you because I noticed you're hiring for a job title. Now you guys will see how I write those emails and kind of the tone that I go for, and how I essentially structure my emails to make sure I always get like 30% reply rates and essentially like crush it for every client, and so on. So emailing you because I noticed you're hiring for a job title. We're on a sales system agency that delivers meetings with pre-qualified decision makers that are interested in your offer and wants to chat over a call. Now, as you guys can see, the way I framed this offer is extremely clarified. I'm not hiding behind buzzwords. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna put you against people who have money and actually the pain points that you are solving, like straightforward. I'm not trying to play right here. So the next thing is and I'm demonstrating some social proof. I'm like, hey, have generated over $85,000 for Vention, and I did that with no long-term employment commitments and 100% based on results. So I'm pressing on their cost that they will essentially spend to onboard a new sales rep, a new SDR, and I'm like, hey, I'm better than you guys. Not you guys, or well, I am, but you know what I mean. So would you be interested in some more information? As you guys can see, I don't push for a call at all, just because you don't want to push for a call at first. Like, you don't want to just tell someone, like, let's just talk on a call, and you just saw them in a coffee, or like you just saw them like in the street. Like, you don't do that. Like, I wouldn't. Like, even if you like a girl, you're not gonna just go ahead and ask her out. Like, you need to, like, build rapport a little bit, maybe like talk to her a little bit, and then maybe not talk to her for a few days. I'm kidding. I just sounded so manipulative. Well, for the generate dream email, what we're doing is we're using this basically this template. And then the second thing is the end thing is we're going to add to instantly, which is pretty straightforward. Now let's just go ahead and show you basically how to build this system end to end. So let's just go ahead to make and click on scenarios. And then what we're doing is we're going to go to scenarios. I can build the system like while closing my eyes right now. It's just, they should give me like a big job position in Make at this point. The first thing we're going to do is you want to put your input right here. So I want you to put the job title that you want: sales representative, CTO, SDR, wherever you want. You're going to put the job location, which is going to be either United States. I'm assuming you're going to put United States just because they have the most money. Company name, just leave that empty. And then published ad, well, whatever you want. So anytime, past week, past 24 hours. Job type, feel free to use whatever you want. Proxy settings. Okay, guys, so always make sure you use residential, okay? Don't use data center. If you have special ones, maybe use them. If you have your own proxies, which I doubt you have, but for the average Joe, for the average $51,000 agency owner, you're just going to use residential. And then what you're going to do is run options. Always make sure it's no timeout. You're always going to see it as timeout. Now click on this and click on start. Now, once you do that and you scrape whatever leads you want, I want you to go back to runs. And essentially, once the scraping is finished, you're just going to take the storage and then go and copy the dataset ID and basically paste that in here. So you're just going to go ahead and paste that in here. Now, like I said, I'm just going to go ahead and look for Apify. I'm going to look for get dataset item, and then I'm going to map my connection. And the way you map your connection, guys, is you click on add and you go back to your Apify, and then you go to settings, not billing, settings, and then you go to API integrations, and you look for this one right here, and you copy it, and you go back and you paste that in here. I'm just going to name this YouTube example. And then I'm going to click save, right? Now that I have that for the dataset ID, I'm just going to go back, like I said, go back to my actor, and then I'm going to go to my latest actor, click runs, go back to my scraping finished, look for storage, and copy the dataset ID, go back to my system, and paste that in here. I'm just going to put for the limit. Let's just do 5, and then I'm going to click OK, and I'm going to click run once, right? So I'm finding everything right here. So the job title, the job URL, the location, everything right here, posted time, everything right here. So I'm going to name this just for like aesthetic purposes. Retrieve leads. Awesome. Now, what do I want? I want to basically find a decision maker. And the way we do it is we click on this plus button, look for HTTP. Now we're making a request, and then we're going to look for make a request. Add this right here, and then what we want to do is we want to perform a search. Now, how do we perform a search? It's https google.com/search and equals Q, and it's going to be probably company name plus CEO. Let's see if it's true. And then I'm gonna click on this one, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna name this retrieve decision maker. Awesome. Now, what I want, once I retrieve this data, it's going to be HTML. So if I, for example, I'm going to put, I don't know, I'm just going to put something like, where's the company name right here? So I'm going to put like this. Exactly what I'm doing is I'm just squaring this, right? And I'm putting right here, right? And then if I click on Control U, basically what I'm scraping is all of this data. Now I want this data to be formatted into text because I don't want to waste so many ops and so many tokens using AI. So what I'm doing is I'm just gonna copy this because I think I've messed up with the. Let me see. Yeah, it's the same. Whatever. So I'm just gonna put the company name right here. It's gonna work anyway. Trust me, guys. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna click OK. Oops. Put this right here. This company is called Etihad. So they have a shit ton of money, guys. Trust me. I just know these companies that have these names, like Arabic names, Arabic money. You know. So look for text parser and look for HTML to text, and then go back and map the data. Right. So essentially, this model, what it does is just essentially like HTML to text. Like what do you want me to tell you? I'm kidding. So now what are we doing is we're retrieving the data, and then let's test this. So I'm just gonna use one for testing purposes. Click OK, and then we're performing a search. I'm gonna run once, and then Make is gonna yell at you because there's a text parser. So just ignore warnings, and then click Run anyway, because we don't care about you, Make. I'm kidding. We love you, Make. So text right here. So we turn this into like a more manageable data that we can play around with. Now what we're doing is we're gonna look for Claude, and Claude is the best. So click on Create Prompt, and then what we're gonna be doing is click on Sonnet, which is the best. And I'm gonna show you guys how to connect your Entropic because I've noticed I've never showed this in this channel. So the way you do is click on this Add button, API key. Now, if you have Stripe Atlas, they're gonna give you $250 of tokens. So make sure you sign up. And well, I just said that. Like I just told you guys how to get it. Well, feel free to get it. So basically, we have a bunch of free software and like a bunch of free platforms in my community that we share. So essentially, you can get up and running and start your sales agency in like a few days, just because we have already the tools that will literally like save you like like months and years, and also like gray hairs and money, just because we know exactly what works and what doesn't. So I'm going to show you exactly how to find your API key. Now you go to console.entropic.com/dashboard, and you go to this right here where there's your name, and click on API keys. And hopefully I don't show my API. Okay, I just showed my API key. Whatever. So I'm just going to look for this, and then I'm going to click on, it's either you're going to go to create a new key, and you're going to create a new key, and you're just going to name it and copy it, right? Once you copy it, you're going to go back, right? And then look for API key and paste that in here and click on save. Awesome. Now, once you do that, you're good to go. For max token, I'll just put 3060, or like let's just do 5040. And then add message, role is going to be user, content is always going to be text. Click on text. And then what we're doing, I'm just going to copy the prompt that I have here, just so you guys can copy it. And then what I'm going to do is essentially, I'm going to remove myself so you guys can copy it. So there you go. And then I'm just going to read it. So retrieve the decision maker, CEO, along with the correct domain name from the scrape website data. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the text and map this right here. And the company name is going to stay the company name. Awesome. So what I'm doing now is find decision maker. Now, because the output is going to be JSON, I need to restructure it. So I'm going to click on this plus button, look for JSON, parse JSON, and then add this right here. And then JSON string is going to be text response. Click OK, and then auto align this. Now, we're just going to name this restructure data. And then let's just go ahead and run this once. Retrieving the decision maker, HTML parser, finding decision maker, and then we're parsing the data, and we found it. So this is the guy, and this is the company name. It's pretty straightforward. Now what we're doing is we're going to find an email finder. I'm going to click on this plus button, look for an email finder, and then we're going to look for search for person's email. Now the way you do it is you go to your email finder. Once you sign up, you go to your app, and then you look for API keys. It's pretty straightforward. You go to API, and I just showed my API key once again on YouTube, and then you click on API right here, and then you go back, and then click on add, and then you paste that in here, and you click on save. Pretty easy. And then let me map my connection right here. So I think it's, YouTube growth system, maybe. I don't know. We're gonna have to see. So we're gonna search by domain since we have the domain, and then probably we're gonna add HTTP just for peace of mind. And then we're gonna add decision maker right here. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click on OK. And then what I'm gonna do again is I wanna format the like I said, the title. So I'm gonna look for OpenAI. So just so I can, basically show you how to connect Claude and also OpenAI. So the way you do it is you go to your OpenAI, which is going to be platform.openai.com, playground chat, and then it's going to be the model you're using. And the way you do it, let me check if I'm recording first. I am recording. So let me put this right here. And then let's just go back. Okay. So go back to settings and look for API key, which is going to be this one. And then what you're going to do is you're going to create a new secret key, and you're just going to take it. And then you're going to go back to Make.com and you click on add and just ignore the organization ID. Okay. When you see this bolden thing right here, that means it's necessary to be outputted. But when you see this less bold or just generic text, just ignore that. Okay. Just put your API key and click on save. Awesome. Now we're going to use, what I'm going to use. I'm going to use GPT-4. And then I'm just going to copy the prompt. And then you guys can see it again. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. Boom. And then add message, rolled user, text contents, and let's write this. So rewrite the given job titles into their commonly used abbreviation in short forms. If the job title does not have a widely recognized abbreviation, keep it as it is, ensure proper capitalization for all abbreviations, output the result only with no additional text. Examples include sales representative, sales rep, sales development representative, SDR, customer success manager, CSM. And then what we're going to do is we're going to feed in the last data right here, which is going to be user, and then which is going to be the title, right? And then click OK. And then we forgot to add something. Now we're only going to pass this right here if the email exists. Email found. Click OK. Auto align this. And then what we're doing is we're going to copy this one, and then we're going to generate our dream email. So we're going to go back right here. And then we're going to copy again the prompt that we have right here just for our sanity. Copy this one. Go back. And then we're going to paste that in here. So this decision maker is going to be the decision maker that we have. And then we have the job title. And then job title is going to be job title right here. We just map in this and click OK. Awesome. Now let's go ahead and test this on, let's just do 5. And click OK. And then let's just run once. And then let's see if we have any errors. We can just go ahead and troubleshoot them together. Awesome. So we have an error. What is the error? Make sure the connection is not this one. So let me try this one else. Run once. So we're retrieving the decision maker, and then let's see. So I believe this is the right connection. Let me see. Is it? So YouTube example, December, and email finder. Which one? Let me try this one out. I have so many connections, guys, just because I've been recording so many tutorials for this channel and my community. So let's just go ahead and try. Okay, this one worked. So the first one, he couldn't find the email. So we found the second email, and then let's see. We found the second email, and then we pre-drafted everything. And then let's see, we found the third email and we're drafting everything. So let's just read through this. So, hey Nick, emailing you because I noticed you're hiring a sales development representative. We run a sales system agency that delivers meetings with pre-qualified decision makers that are interested in your offer and want to chat over a call. Have recently generated over $85,000 for retention with no long-term employment commitments and 100% based on results. Would you be interested in more information? Now, let me see something else. So, inside sales rep, why am I not adding this? Let me see. Hiring for results. I think this is gonna work. for results. All right. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this to instantly. So we're going to add instantly. I'm going to look add lead to a campaign. And then just because I know my connection is here, and then I'm going to show you guys how to add your connection. So go to instantly. And then once you have your instantly account, this is what you do. You go to login. And then once you log in, you have your account there. Go to settings basically. And then look for integrations. And then look for API key and copy your API key. Go back to your system, click on add, and paste it in your API key. Pretty straightforward. And then what you're going to do is I'm just going to use a campaign right here that I have, which is going to be, let me see if this is the one. Let me see. Oh yeah, I changed my API key. So inc my process. And then I just put this right here and I'm going to save this. And then I'm going to look for campaign ID. And then let's just put this right here. Let's see. I'm just going to put YouTube campaign. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for YouTube campaign. I have so many drafted ones. And then I'm just going to delete all of these just because I want you guys to see that I don't have anything right here. Click on delete. No, we don't have any leads. So just go ahead and lead email is going to be the email that we found. Result. First name is going to be, now we're going to use a split formula like I always do. Split by a space. And then what we're doing is basically getting the first one. Now I explained this so many times, so you guys know. So we're just splitting based on a space, right? And then we get in the first and the second one. Again, I explained this in details in my course, in my community, so feel free to join. So company name, we have the company name. Personalization is going to be the personalization. And then we can add the phone, I don't want to do it. So I'm just going to click on OK. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to auto align this. And then, yeah, pretty much it. I'm going to click on run once. And then I'm going to fix my camera. And then let's go ahead and see. So we're retrieving the decision maker. We're parsing the data. We're finding the decision maker, we're structuring the data. And then what we're doing is we're finding the email. And there's a mistake right here. Let's just go ahead and troubleshoot it. So I'm just going to delete this just because it annoys me. And then let's just see what happens here. Yeah, we didn't find the decision maker. So I think we're using, oh yeah, we're using Sonnet. So yeah, Sonnet is the best. Don't use HiQ. Click on Sonnet. And actually, we're not going to use this one. We use this one. And then we're using this one right here. And you guys will see why. Just because it's a little bit smarter. Try again. Okay. I misclicked. All right, awesome. So now that we found this, everything is good. We found the decision maker. Awesome. The second one. Now, what do we have here? Again, we will find. All right, so let's just go ahead and look for 3060. Awesome. So let's just go ahead and retrieve the decision maker. Text parser, finding decision maker. We're retrieving the data. So let's just see. Everything is good. So we added to instantly. Everything is good. We added the second one to instantly, and everything is great. Awesome. Now, if I go back to my instantly, I'm going to refresh my campaign. And then I'm going to see everything right here. So if I go back to sequences, I'm going to paste that in here. And then I'm going to put this right here and I'm going to read through this. So, hey, Brian, email me because I noticed you're hiring for an SDR. So this is good. We run a sales team agency that delivers meetings with pre-qualified decision makers that are interested in your offer. Blah, 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 blah. Awesome. So this is good. So there you go, guys. Now, what you have to do is just go ahead and send out your campaign or basically just record an SOP for your clients where you build out the system. And it took you like 30 minutes, just like it took me. And you're essentially just cashing out. So, all right. So hopefully you found some value in this video and let me know what you guys want to see in the comments and I'll be able to help you out. again, thank you so much for the love lately, and people have been crushing it in the community recently. A lot of people have been like essentially like picking up the craziest niches, and they're getting results. And essentially, like, there are some very like scary niches that people find that with the right scale, they can essentially just quickly get those meetings flowing in. And a lot of people actually got started like making like 10k, 25k. So we have a girl that's inside. I'm not gonna name the name. Well, you're gonna see it basically. And she's managed to like make like 25k in less than 6 months, which is absolutely crazy, guys. So yeah, hopefully you had hopefully you found value in this video. I'm gonna leave the blueprint in the description, and I'll see you in the next video.